I want to ask the three of you about something that comes up every so often when I'm talking to musicians, and that is about their involvement or writing about social issues or politics or things that concern them, things that they think are important. For you three, is that something that you're concerned about? Is that part of what you're doing, writing about issues that you have feelings about, strong opinions about?
Hmm.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say personally, I don't think that's in the Three Clubmen arena for me,
Right.
because it's not something you improvise about. If you're going to be writing about something that's very deep and important for you,
Yes.
you are not going to be, throwing the paint around. You're going to be focusing, and then you're going to be thinking, oh, they're going to hate me for writing this, or a
Gotcha.
certain,
Yeah.
a certain the God crowd or the gun crowd or whichever crowd it is.
Yes.
Um, so I personally don't want to put that near the improvised spirit of the Three Clubmen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So it's important if it's important, but not it's not something you improvise about. You think deeply about it, and that's kind of the opposite of improvisation.
Gotcha. Totally. The Jen and Stu, it looks to me like you agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's an intention to do that. I mean, I know that there's not on my part, but I do think issues sort of, everything can be looked at as a commentary, right? If you want to look at it that way. I mean, but there's no intention there
Right.
because it's too random
Yeah.
what pops out of your head and you throw it in to have that kind of intention behind it. You
Stu,
know.
any
Yeah,
input?
it's more of an abstract way of writing. I think, as Andy said, that's a sort of a solitary pursuit, writing songs with particular meaning. I think if you're writing like that, you wouldn't want other people putting their oar in anyway. So
Yes.
we're in the sort of vague hinterland between all three of us.
Yeah, there are a lot of rules in that kind of
Dreamlike. It's
writing.
more like dreamlike than trying to make any specific point, I think.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see it.
So going on from there then, so writing and making music as as a threesome, but also as individuals, are there things that you would like to not necessarily say, but like to do? For instance, with Andy talking about improvisation, is there areas that you would like to sort of maybe go off on? Is there a sort of something you go, oh God, one of these days I'd love to just, bang a gong. And I'm just throwing that
Gonna
out. Is
get it on. Uh, well, obviously there's lots of things I'd like to do. I'd always wanted to make an album of, I don't know what you'd call it, electronic bleeps and bloops, sci-fi soundscapes.
Yeah.
I'd wanted for years to do that, and I never got it out my system. I commenced doing that with an album called Powers, which was an album that was really dedicated to just trying to describe as a kid what was going on in my brain when I was looking at the cover art of sci-fi books, many of them painted by an American artist called Richard M. Powers. And as a kid, I was a slow reader, and I'd go and get these sci-fi books from the library, and I wouldn't read them because I had problems reading. It doesn't seem to be the case now, you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was a slow reader or bad reader, and I didn't like reading. So I would get these books and stare at the cover art and kind of disappear into them. So intensely did I look at this art that I thought, when I get the chance, I'm going to make the sound that I hear in my head from this sci-fi art. I'm going to make 1, 2, 10 records of that. And so Powers was the first one. I'd like to do some more of that. It won't be about Richard M. Powers artwork. I don't know what it'll be about, but it certainly, I like the idea of sculpting the basic clay of electronic noise.
What a great description. I love that. Sculpt in the clay of electronic noise. I love that. Stu, what's your input on this one?
What things, new things to do? I've decided I want to be a drummer. I want to drum on a project. Might have to find a very, very young band who haven't been playing very long.
On real drums, on
absolutely real drums. Yeah, I've got a drum kit in the studio there, and in lockdown, I thought I'm going to learn to play that, and I'm still terrible, but possibly good enough to play in a 15-year-old punk band. You know, if they don't mind having the old boy on drums. So I think that's where I'm going. Drummer in a young punk band.
I love it. Jen, what do you have to say?
Yeah, something that I want to do. I mean, I think I've sort of given that idea away in a way. I mean, I'm kind of doing what I want to do. I don't like to think about what I might do later. I like to do what I'm doing, and I mean, I always wanted to, sort of be, have like that punk rock voice, like a really loud, gnarly, voice, and I just don't have the mechanics for it. So I had to step away from that. I dressed the part for a while, but I couldn't play the part. It didn't really work out. So I'm just kind of doing what I'm doing, just enjoying it, and anything new that pops into my head or my fingers, I just I just go with it. So going with the flow at the moment.
Go with the flow. Got it.
Yeah.
I've got two questions for you, and both these questions I've asked of two very well-known musicians. The first one, a gentleman that I got to know quite well over the years, Mr. David Bowie. And I asked him the question, do you believe in rock and roll? And there was a deliberateness in this because, he's been around. At that point, obviously it was some time ago, he'd been around for some time, and his music was lauded by so many people over the years. But a lot of people had sort of suggested that he had moved away when he did Young Americans, that he was moving away from rock and roll, in quotes. And I wanted to know what he thought and asked him about rock and roll, in quotes. What do you think? Yeah. And he said, and I'm going to use exactly what he said, I fucking love rock and roll. It's in my fucking blood, which I thought was absolutely perfect, was perfect. So I'm going to throw that question out to you. And then I've got another one, which I'm going to ask all three of you. So Jen, what do you think of rock and roll? What do you think?
I mean, look, man, that is my foundation. We talked about this before, that my foundations are in hard classic rock. I mean, and I mean, what can you say about it? It's the fuel when you're just sort of forming your own identity, when you're moving into, adult-ish type of play.
Yes.
I mean, rock and roll is like food. It's like, it's necessary. You get your two speakers facing your head, and it's absolutely necessary. But I believe in art as a whole, and I love rock and roll, and that's my road trip music. That's my I love it. But I love a lot of art, though. I think art in general is the necessary sort of course, life stuff. Yeah.
Stu Rowe, rock and roll.
It's the sound of youth, isn't it? It's like, it's that, as Jen said, it's that sort of mid-teens, what you go out into the world, where you go to musical school is the sound of rock and roll. And the kids today are the same thing. They might use different instruments, but even there's still this draw. But I think to still be trying to conjure that up in your 50s and 60s is really hard. It's a young man's game, and I think you can't drink what I used to drink when I was 18. So your energy levels go. You have to sort of think differently and look at different ways of making music. I just don't think it's to keep trying to recapture the energy of youth. Well, David Bowie did it so well. If he was still Ziggy, still dressing up as Ziggy at the end, it wouldn't have carried. He kept moving.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You can keep you can keep the love of it if you keep moving. If you try and maintain it, you're not going to maintain it, I don't think.
Yes, absolutely. Andy Partridge.
I think it's not the be all and end all. It can't be. It's only another color in the paint box. It's like somebody saying to me, what do you think of yellow? Fine, it's great. All depends what picture I'm painting or what room or what I want to wear, but I wouldn't want to paint only using yellow. I wouldn't want to sit in a yellow only room. I wouldn't want to eat only yellow food. You'd get sick of it. It's a flavor. It's one thing. It's indispensable at being yellow, as rock and roll is indispensable at being rock and roll, but you don't live on it, because that's just unhealthy and narrow and stupid. It's like saying, all I'm going to eat is chocolate. All I'm going to wear is chocolate clothes. I'm just going to talk about chocolate.
You can live on chocolate.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a flavor.
I totally
It's like saying, in musical terms, what do you think of yellow? It depends what I want to do with it, what I want to paint with it. What, you know, what it's against. Is it against, you know, a contrary color? Is it against a similar shade? Is it, what am I doing with it? What do I want to achieve with it? So it's only another you know what I'm trying to say.
I know exactly what you're trying to say. Final question for all three of you. A very good friend of mine I went to art school with in London, he went on to become a very well-known keyboardist. His name is Ian McLagan, sadly now dead.
He was one of the Small Faces, right?
He was one of the Small Faces, the Faces. And of course, he was at one time toured with the Rolling Stones as their keyboard player. I had the fortune to I was emceeing a show in Seattle a few years back, and Ian and I ran into one another in the green room backstage, and he's like, "Oh fuck, haven't seen you for years," because we went to art school together, and we agreed that we would do a very long interview like this and just talk and chat and just go on about whatever. And we had a great conversation, a really great conversation. And he talks about all kinds of things. The last question I asked him was age, 3-letter word. What does age mean to you? And Ian answered, he said, Norman, I'm going to be 70 next year. I just got my first mortgage. They gave me a mortgage for I won't pay it off until I'm 99. What were they thinking? Are they crazy? Well, 2 weeks later, he trips over, has an aneurysm, and dies. And it was like, it was devastating. But at the same time, he answered this question about age. And I'm going to ask you three, because it's something I know for me, I avoided thinking about until I asked that old art school friend of mine, what does it mean? What do you think about when somebody says age? So I'm going to ask you, Andy Partridge, what does it mean to you?
I am really lucky to be old. You know, I've come from a business where not too many people get that old. I am really lucky to be old. I'm really lucky to have made a journey, still making a journey. And to me, it's just that great feeling of jammy luck. Yeah, I landed jam side up on the toast, and I caught it. It never even hit the floor. You know, it's great. I'm lucky to be old. I shall be 70 in a few months' time. So
yeah,
you know, I know what it means to be getting up there.
Yes,
but it's great. I feel really lucky. I don't do the things I did when I was 18, but then again, I neither did I do the same things when I was 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever. You know, you keep changing, you keep mutating. You don't even have the same body as you did 7 years ago. Everything is different.
Everything is, yes. Jen, age.
Yeah, I feel similarly. I don't really I tripped out about it when I was, you know, pushing 40. But I think it's what's the alternative? I mean, right? You change, you grow, you have a new perspective. And I don't think it's limiting in any way. I think that whole notion is a bunch of crap. I mean, that's just nonsense. What are you supposed to do? Apologize because you're still alive and you want to do stuff? No, it's great. The older you get, the less you give a rat's ass. That's an awesome factor.
Yeah.
There's really a lot of freedom. And
Yeah.
my whole trip in life has been needing to feel that sense of freedom. And the older I get, the more I feel it, less wild, but more free. And that's what it's all about for me. So I dig it. I like it. I'm enjoying it. So, and I hope to keep enjoying it. So for me, age is a good thing. It's a great thing.
Stu Rowe.
I totally agree. I actually turned 60 2 days ago, so I've been pondering this.
You're just a nipper. You're just a youngster.
I've been pondering this thing, and I've got to say, I think I'm happier than more at peace than I've ever been. I think as you get older, you can just let things go. Do you know what I mean? Things that were really important, that you strive in, the competitiveness, and like, as Jen said, you just become yourself. The older you get, you can become more of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the aim, and so yeah, I think life's got a bit easier. I think less struggle, more just enjoying. We've been making this bit of music, and it's been absolute pleasure, and so more of this, more doing music, not to try and get anywhere, just for the actual sheer joy of doing it. And I think in the past I was trying very hard.
Yes,
there's just a joy, just enjoy it.
Well, I'm certainly enjoying it, that you've made this music, and I know that my listeners are, and it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to all three of you. Just a joy. If you want to come back on at any time and just have a chinwag, I would love that. This has been absolutely delightful. I have been talking to the three clubmen: Andy Partridge, Stu,
hurrah,
and Jen Olive. You three are wonderful. Thank you so much. We're going to go out with the last track on the EP. It's called Look at Those Stars. Thank you all so very much. Most appreciated.
Cheers, Norman.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you. See ya.
Thank you, everyone. This is Look at Those Stars, the three clubmen. This is Life Elsewhere. That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, fun.
Great questions. Really, I mean, great answers, rather. Great answers, and just a great conversation. Really, really good. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let us know whatever you're doing. You've got our email address, I think, Stu.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've
got a film coming out in a couple of weeks, so we'll send you a link to that.
Okay. Please. Yeah. Well, we'll be playing your music. We'll be talking about it. This, I think, when is this going to go up, Steph? This is going to go up on our next show. This will be going up. So it actually air first this weekend, and then it goes up as a podcast and airs at our affiliate stations.
Do you think people are going to struggle with any of these things? Like, like Race Car is a little chewy for some folks.
I play chewy music I've been doing it for a long time, Andy. So I've already played Race Car on the show and raved on about it. So yeah, not a problem. No.
Right, you haven't had the crowds with pitchforks and torches outside.
No.
Well,
They expect me to be playing chewy music, so don't worry. It's all okay.
Good.
Once again, seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Andy. All the best now.
Okay. See you soon, gang.
See you soon, Norman.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.